What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're gonna love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 692 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. It's your boy KB coming at you from Underground Studios, and joining me by way of the undefeated Hoosiers, the one and only Harry the K, Harrison Krementz, back on the pod again, and it's so good to have him back on the show. If you're just joining us, Harrison was one of our inaugural intern classmates, was on OTB with me for a little bit, and then Harrison had to go finish his degree, and then he wished me a happy birthday. I wished him a happy birthday because guess what? We have the same birthday. And then Harrison's been back ever since, and it's so good to have a co-host again. Harrison, we got a lot to talk about on this episode, from more Sixers drama. We've got Sunday Night Football to preview. We got the Fly Guys to update everybody on, some Phillies news. We're going to talk a little Union as well, and then I've got an awesome announcement at the very end of the show that nobody wants to miss. I promise you, it's going to be kick-ass. Stick around for that. But before we get into everything, make sure you guys are following us on the socials across the board. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, LinkedIn. We are now on Blue Sky as well. Harrison, I know you haven't been on Twitter in a while. Blue Sky might be your vibe. It's like 2012 Twitter.
Ooh, okay.
Because the developer of Blue Sky helped develop Twitter.
Okay, yeah,
It's very Twitter-esque. It's fun. We're on there. We're on Threads as well. We're posting everywhere. We're not leaving any platforms. We're just buying up more real estate on other platforms. So follow us wherever you're on social media. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast in audio form. Leave a 5-star review. It goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow, helps more people find Underground Sports Philadelphia and our entire catalog of podcasts. So be sure to leave a 5-star review, subscribe, and subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@undergroundsportsphiladelphia. That's where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, Wednesdays. Harrison and I record. That comes out on Thursdays, and then you get me solo dolo on Mondays to start your week off right, and it's typically been Victory Monday episodes, which has been a blast. And you get full video episodes of every show on our network, from OTB to F1 Underground, getting the whole streamer season, which is now back up and running. We've been on a little mini hiatus just trying to catch up and get stuff up, but streamer season's back up and running, and you get our Vineland High School football coaches show, which will be back this week because Thanksgiving is right around the corner. But you get full video episodes of every show, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It's all on our YouTube channel. We're at 876 subscribers, which means we're 24 away from 900, which we're trying to get to by the end of November. And that means we're 124 away from 1,000, which we're trying to get to by the end of the year. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a like on the video, drop a comment in the comment section, and of course, click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. And Underground Sports Philadelphia is presented by the City of Vineland. And the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast.
I'm Mayor Anthony Finucci. If you're looking for the right location, think Vineland, New Jersey. Our pro-business approach is supported by financial incentives, workforce development programs, and other resources which can give your business a competitive edge. Whether you're starting a new business or expanding to new markets, our business environment, infrastructure, accessibility, and quality of life make Vineland an ideal location. More information about how we can help your business grow can be found at vinelandcity.org. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Harrison, we lead things off. We lead things off in despair, in tragedy, in just in what the actual hell is going on type of land. The Philadelphia 76ers.
This
The
feels
Sixers.
it feels like the process is back, but
It feels like 2015.
like I thought we were out of this hell. I really thought we'd moved on from this. But it feels like we're going to have one of those sub-10 win Sixers seasons again, which I can't put myself through it again. I'm going to be supporting the team through thick and thin, but they're crushing me.
They lose again tonight, which we'll get into tonight's game a little bit, but the real issue is this Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey team meeting saga after the Miami Heat game earlier this week, where Nick Nurse and players were an hour and a half late to their media availability because they were having a team meeting, to which Shams reports Tyrese Maxey in that meeting challenged Joel Embiid, saying, we need you to be on time for things, this, that, and the third. Joel Embiid was listed as doubtful going into that Heat game with an illness. Hour before game time, shows up to shoot around, plays in the game. I don't know really what to make of this whole situation. Lou Williams goes on one of the FanDuel shows that they do with the NBA with Michelle Beadle and everything, and says that he was talking to members of the Sixers. He doesn't name who, but said that the media perception of this meeting was blown out of proportion. We all know Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid are friends, and they are thick as thieves. And I think it was just those guys challenge each other all the time. And I want to ask the general public, who the fuck else was going to speak up to Joel Embiid other than Tyrese Maxey in that locker room?
Yeah. Paul George is new to the team, so he can't quite put his 2 cents in like that quite yet.
Are you going to have Ricky Council IV tell Joel Embiid to show up on time?
No. God, no. You're not going to have Jared McCain do it regardless of how he's balling out. He's still a rookie. Like, it had to be Tyrese because he is that guy he is the go-to guy other than Joe on this team as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not going to be putting up with this. He wants to bring this franchise into greatness. We've seen it over his past 3 years. He's been stellar every single time he's stepped on the court. And he's been consistent, which, as much as I love Joel Embiid has been anything but consistent his entire run in Philadelphia. So we just need to if anybody was going to step up, if anybody was going to challenge him, it had to be Reese. And I really do think the media took it out of proportion, though.
It's such a weird situation, and I know I think I said it on Monday's episode before the Heat game. I said there was 13 games between that Heat game included and Christmas, because guess what, everyone, the Sixers play on Christmas this year against the Celtics in prime time, 5 p.m. on Christmas. What a beautiful way.
Hey, that's going to be like that Thanksgiving nap we're about to take with Tommy DeVito and Cooper Rush. But this time it's going to be Joel up against Jason Tatum. And, oh, God, I can already see the scoreline.
It's so
120 to 93.
There's 13 games between that Heat game that happened this week and Christmas Day. I said the Sixers had to at least go, at bare minimum, to feel like this season had any sort of salvageability. 8 wins.
Yep.
Now they lose this Heat game. They lose tonight as we record this on Wednesday to Memphis. You have to win out practically going into Christmas.
And
I chalked that Celtics game up as a loss to begin with, but before Christmas, you have to literally win every game.
And it just doesn't look like they're firing on all cylinders quite yet. I understood the early season struggles, but we are a month into the season now. You should have figured everything out by now. And we need all our top guns to be healthy at the same time. Tonight was the first time we had our big three in the game at the same time.
Big four. Jared McCain played.
Big four. Hey, he's still, as I said earlier, he's still a rookie. We're not counting him quite yet. Regardless, he should be rookie of the year. He's balling out.
Yes.
Dalton Connect's making his case. He had a ridiculous run last night.
Can I remind everybody? Jared McCain is 3 years younger than Dalton Connect.
Okay, yeah. Give Jared McCain the rookie of the year. And we're going to talk about this later, but if we're talking about rookie of the years, Philadelphia should have 2 this year. I'm going to move on from that. Maybe three. But they need to really gel as a group. And one game out of the, 14 we've played so far, one game is not enough to start that process.
I just looked. Now, I did not watch tonight's game. I'm looking at the box score only. Best game of the season for Joel by stats alone. He gave you 35 and 11.
There we go.
Jared McCain gave you 20 and 5 assists.
The kid's good. The kid is good.
The rest of the starting 5 combined for 12 points. Tyrese gave you 8 in his return, which fine, whatever. He only played 20 minutes. Caleb Martin gave you 2 points in 32 minutes. What are we doing, brother? And Paul George in 17 minutes gave you 2 points.
Oh, God. Why couldn't Paul George have come here like 2 years ago? That's my question.
Yabusele gave you 17 off the bench. Andre Drummond gave you 11 and 6 off the bench.
Andre Drummond, we never should have let him leave in the first place.
Yabu outscored Caleb Martin, Tyrese Maxey, and Paul George, and then some. I'm going to throw it in there. Yabu outscored Tyrese Maxey, Caleb Martin, Paul George, and Ricky Council combined by 1 point. He won 1-on-4.
God damn it. What? They sucker us in every year just to let us down. The one silver lining I'm going to take from this, at least we won't have to lose in the second round of the playoffs again.
We might not even make
the playoffs.
Like, we're already done with the NBA Cup already, just like that, poof, because we fucking shit the bed against the Magic.
Yep.
I don't know how, unless it is your job, like genuinely your job, like the Kyle Newbecks and Derek Bodner and Devon Givens doing it at PHLY, like those three crush it. And, the journalists covering this team, like Sixers Adam and Keith Pompey and stuff like that. If you're just a fan and you're not even like us or like our guy Trill Bro Dude, shout out Ball, like covering the team from a fan perspective for your podcast or whatever it may be, why are you watching this team? I genuinely want to know, if you are sitting down every single night or most nights to watch the Sixers play basketball while this is going on, like, this current situation around the team is happening, what are you doing? Like, it's not as bad because there's talent on the floor as the 2015 season, which I was at one of those 10 wins. Yes, shout out to me, pats on back. But it's dystopian with this team.
Honestly, I would make the case that this is way worse than that 2015 season because, like you said, we have talent. They should be going out there and putting up wins. We should not be 2-13 now, 2-12, 2-13.
I think 2-12 is the official record. I'm pulling it up right now. 2-12.
Yeah, we should be like.
Want to know the silver lining on that too? The 2 wins are in overtime.
Oh, great. So we can go the distance, but we can't win in regulation. That's fantastic. No, this team should not be winning 2 games out of their first 14. If anything, we should be 7-7, maybe 9-5, but that is the bare minimum for the talent on this roster.
I'm genuinely
Period.
concerned they're going to lose to the Nets on Friday.
If Ben Simmons beats us, I'm throwing the towel in on the season. I really am. You cannot let that bum come into what is it, a home or away game?
It is home.
Yeah, we cannot let that bum return to Philadelphia and beat us, because that would just be the most embarrassing possible thing.
The season doesn't get easier either. Like, you play the Nets on Friday, you're home against the Clippers on Sunday, you're home against the Rockets on Wednesday, you're at the Pistons, who you already lost to on Saturday,
Tobias
the
Harris
30th.
revenge games.
And then you're at the Hornets for the final group stage of the NBA Cup, which doesn't matter anymore, unfortunately. Then you have 2 at home against the Magic. Then you're at the Bulls, home against the Hornets, at the Cavs. Good luck. Home against Wemby and the Spurs on Festivus. And then you're at the Celtics on Christmas night at 5 p.m. for prime time to watch. And then you're at Utah, at Portland, and then you play at the Kings on New Year's Day at 10 p.m. Then back-to-back, too. So you got to figure out what you're going to do here. You're back-to-back January 2nd against the Warriors in San Francisco. Yeah. Like, it does not get easier.
And it's very fitting that we play on Festivus, because I got a lot of problems with this team, and I want to let them hear it. There's going to be a major airing of the grievances. And honestly, fans should start boycotting these games. Don't show up. Watch it on TV if you want to, but actively make a stand to not show up so that Josh Harris has to sell the goddamn team.
He sucks,
we're not going to get any better if he is still the owner of this team. We need a fresh start.
It was so fulfilling knowing that he was in the stadium for Thursday Night Football watching the Eagles absolutely beat the piss out of his Commanders.
Yeah. And that's the team he cares the most about right now. It's either that or the Devils, because he couldn't give a damn.
He does not care about. I've had this take. We put the clip out. He does not care about the 76ers. Like, this was his first true sports team investment. And
yep.
Outside of that, the Devils are the hotter commodity to him.
Yep.
The Commanders are his new shiny toy. He's trying to save Crystal Palace from getting relegated in the Premier League. Rip Bozo. David Blitzer is a minority owner of the Cleveland Guardians. The Sixers don't matter to this ownership group. I'm sorry. And until somebody steps in to buy this team, the Sixers are not going to accomplish anything that you have set out for them, because this whole time, too, this isn't even, it starts from the top at ownership, but this whole season, why is Daryl Morey or Elton Brand, if you don't want to sit in front of the media and talk about it, Daryl, why aren't you sending Elton Brand to go out and talk about Joel Embiid's injury to the masses?
Yeah.
Why do we not have somebody in the higher ups of this organization going and relaying this information to the media, to the fans, to your fucking season ticket holders, to anybody? It drives me nuts that this team just cannot act normal. Yeah. And it's reflecting right now. I genuinely I could not be less interested in this team. 2021 crushed Matt's spirit about this team. That Hawks series killed him. From there on out, he was checked out on the Sixers.
Yep.
I still had hope. I still believe things could change. You had to move on from Ben, obviously. But I'm at the point where, what is the point? What is the direction of this team? And that was part of the meeting leak, is that Joel doesn't know what the direction of the team is. And when your superstar, face of your franchise, face of this era of Sixers basketball, the first face of a franchise you have had since Allen Iverson, doesn't know the direction of the team, the higher ups in this organization need to look themselves in the fucking mirror.
Yep. And it's so disheartening too, because we've got one team in Philadelphia getting themselves out of the purgatory that they were in the Flyers, finally getting a sense of direction for themselves, and one team falling back into that purgatory. It's just creating hell on earth for us as Philadelphia sports fans. Thank God we got the Eagles that we can rely on at least.
That's the thing too. If people are so hell-bent, like I said, unless it's your job, there's a difference there. If you're a fan and you're like distraught about this team, I hope to God you're an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
Because that team is going on a run right now. That team is good. That's that's what happens when you have a good owner, a good GM, good people in the front office. That's what happens. I'm going to say it, when you have a good coach.
He's going to say it. He's going to say it.
Not that Nick Nurse isn't a good coach, but when you have a good coaching staff,
and
it plays out and your stars look like stars. I'm gonna circle it across the street too. A well-run organization. When you have a good owner who cares about winning, when you have an elite future Hall of Fame GM and president of baseball operations, when you have a great manager, and when you have superstars, look what happens.
Good things happen. And that's what the Flyers are figuring out right now. The ownership group, thank goodness the Comcast group is finally paying attention to the Flyers.
Yes.
And they're doing a damn good job of it. The front office helmed by Danny Briere and Jonesy.
We have to get Jonesy on this show. I gotta use some of my interconnectivities at the Wells Fargo Center to get Jonesy on this show. He would be an absolute riot.
Yeah, and they're doing a hell of a job. They know the city in and out because they both played here. They've done everything with the team that they possibly could have. And they care about the team. That's the big thing. They care.
Mm-hmm.
I want the lack of care in the Sixers. It's so frustrating, and it makes no sense.
It drives me crazy, and like I just don't see how this gets better. I just don't. You've dug such a hole to start this season that you are at risk. Genuine. Like, this is like DEFCON 3 out of 5.
Yep.
Of losing every single portion of this fan base before Christmas.
And this is a fan base who stuck with you through the process. If they can stick with you through that hell, and now you're pushing them away, that shows you've done messed up. You messed up in a big way, and there's no coming back from that. So
yeah, I was thinking about this when we brought up Festivus. We need to have a Festivus episode where it's just people leaving their voicemails with their grievances about Philly sports teams.
And it's all going to be directed at the Sixers right now.
Pretty much. Because it would be the Sixers and probably the Union.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk a little bit about later, but like just channel your energy and your positivity towards the Eagles right now.
Yep.
That the Sixers, they have not earned your fandom this season. They have not earned your right to make you feel shitty about this organization. And you can feel shitty about them while not worrying about them.
And they damn sure haven't earned your money.
No. And like, I feel bad for Tyrese Maxey. I feel bad for Jared McCain walking into this shitstorm.
Yep.
I feel bad for Paul George. I feel bad for Joel Embiid. I do. I genuinely think like all this shit that has happened for Joel, like, is some of it his fault? Sure. But it's just this team. One word assimilation. When you think Sixers, what's the one word that right now makes you think word association to the Sixers? Because for me, it's exhausted.
Yeah, mine was either going to be tired or garbage.
I'm exhausted by this team.
Yeah,
like they have drained me. Like I just don't know how it gets better. I don't.
And the worst part about it is it's going to get way worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
This is a team in downslide. There's no redeeming factor at all, except for maybe Jared McCain. but that's one
Tyrese
small
Maxey,
glimmer.
like
Yeah,
those two.
the two young guns, but that's one glimmer of hope in just a sea of murkiness. And I don't know where we go. I really don't. It's
It sucks. It
it's
sucks.
it's exhausting, as you said.
Leave us a voicemail and let us know how you feel about the Sixers. Speakpipe.com/undergroundsportsphiladelphia. We check our voicemail line all the time. It is open 24/7, 365. Leave us a voicemail, air your grievances. Let us know how you feel about this dumpster fire. Let us know how you feel about the Eagles, the Phillies, the Flyers, the Union, the Wings, the Water Dogs, all of that. Speakpipe.com/undergroundsportsphiladelphia. And our Sixers airing of grievances was brought to you by our friends over at FOCO. And even when the Sixers stink, you can still look amazing with our friends at FOCO, because recently FOCO has been releasing lots of new merchandise and products for all fans to show off their favorite teams, including the Philadelphia 76ers. We have a whole curated shopping list for you. Shop for your favorite Sixers fan this holiday season. Guys, Black Friday is next week. That's absolutely insane. Get your shopping going now. Check out our shopping list of 76ers items officially licensed through FOCO and the NBA, from the 76ers team stripe bib overalls to the 76ers Joel Embiid big head bobblehead, to my must-have of the holiday season is the 76ers team Sherpa plush throw blanket. Stay warm this holiday season. Look good, feel good, play good. Look good, feel good, be comfortable. It's the best. Click our link in the description. Shop our 76ers shopping list for you with all the new items from FOCO, and shop FOCO's insane lineup of amazing collectibles and merchandise that are all officially licensed through every single major sports league. That's our friends at FOCO. Click our link and shout out to FOCO for sponsoring the podcast. Harrison. Where do we go from here? Oh, that's right. We go to the fun team.
We need a little bit of fun right now.
It's the Philadelphia Eagles flying high, and we are gearing up for Sunday night football. And it's brought to you by our friends over at 47 Brand. I'm rocking the Sixers 47 Brand hat right now. Harrison and I were talking before the show that we just love 47 Brand. I've been rocking 47 Brand since before they were even a partner of ours. They are the most comfortable hats. Genuinely, every single drop is better than the next, and that's not even to say that the previous drops are bad. 47 Brand just knows how to do it. They are genuinely the most comfortable hats, the coolest apparel. It's got a vintage look and feel to it. All those old school like grailed hats you see on eBay and stuff like that are like $900. 47 Brand's doing it. They're doing it, and it's perfect. And guys, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. It starts on Black Friday, but guess what? 47 Brand's Black Friday sale, 30% off site-wide. 30% off site-wide starting on Black Friday through Cyber Monday. Black Friday sale, get 30% off site-wide and free shipping when you use our link in the description from our friends at 47 Brand. That's 30% off site-wide starting Black Friday through Cyber Monday, and free shipping when you use our link at 47 Brand. They're the best. Shout out to 47 Brand for being a partner of the pod. Harrison, are you waiting all day for Sunday night? Because I certainly am.
I'm waiting all week for Sunday night. I'm ready. I'm so ready. It's going to be fun. And I told you before we started recording, I had some hot takes. But last time that we played we beat the Cowboys and then went to LA to beat the Rams, it's 2017. The vibes are feeling like that 2017
Jalen
team.
Hurts, please stay healthy. Please stay healthy. Please stay healthy. For the love of Christ, please stay healthy.
That's all we need. Just Jalen to stay healthy. But if we knock out a big win, not if, scratch that. When we knock out this big win, that's two of the things ticked off the list from that big Super Bowl run. We've got the number one defense in the country right now, ranked and graded by the PFF. We got the number 5 offense in the country, which you got both sides of the football in the top 5. That's pretty damn good.
Top 5, what? Let's go.
Yes, sir.
I love this team. And today, the Eagles open the 21-day practice window for Britton Covey.
Good.
It's nice. Good. It's been a while since we've seen him. Jalen Hurts was on Good Morning America this week talking about his foundation and how he's raising funds for air conditioners in Philadelphia public schools, which should be done by the school board and school district, but Jalen Hurts is the fucking man for that. But it's the Rams, and I'm excited for this game.
Yep.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous for this game because the Rams are that weird frisky team this year. They're 5-5, but they're better than their record kind of shows. You look at the games the Rams played this regular season. They lost in overtime week 1 of the season to the Lions. They got blown out by the Cardinals the following week, 41-10. They squeaked by the 49ers, 27-24. They lost to the Bears, 24-18. They lost to the Packers, 24-19. They squeaked by the Raiders, 20-15. Then they beat the Vikings 30-20. They beat the Seahawks 26-20. They lost to the Dolphins on Monday Night Football, and then they go cross country and beat the Patriots, who I know they're not a good team, but they beat the Patriots 28-22.
And this Patriots team, to give them some credit, they're getting better every single week. Drake May is starting to look like an actual NFL quarterback. So
they're a team that keeps things too close for comfort. Yeah. This is a game where the Eagles, and I love how we've been right every single week since you've been back about predictions about games. Let's keep this rolling. Yeah. This is a game where if the Eagles are going to win, they need to pull away early.
Yes, absolutely.
And the defense is good enough where they're not going to let the Rams crawl back in my opinion. But the Eagles need to go up early. They need to score in the first quarter in this game. They need to put up points early in this game. You need to have like 3, 4, 5 straight drives where you're getting points in some sort of fashion, whether it be a touchdown, field goal. You need to rack up points early in this game if you want to win and win decisively.
I want to give Jake Elliott a few chip shot field goals to get his confidence back up, because him not kicking the entirety of the season must have sent him into a spiral, which would account for the misses on Thursday night football.
I'm not worried about Jake.
No, he'll bounce back. I need Quinion Mitchell to cover Cooper Kupp. I want him to
Interesting.
I want Quinion to put Cooper Kupp in jail. And then
see, I'm torn. I kind of want Darius Slay on Cooper Kupp.
Either way, we have to have
simply from a speed perspective.
That makes
sense. Because I
sense.
think Quinion Mitchell's speed and physicality is a better counter to Puka Nacua.
I could see that too. Either way, whoever you throw Quinion Mitchell on, they're going in Guantanamo Bay. It's a lock. I just want this defense to go out there and hold them to under 10 points. And then just let the offense do their thing. Because this Rams defense, it ain't the same Rams defense we've come up against in years past. There's no Aaron Donald. This is a very vulnerable defense. If we can open them up with a few good Saquon runs and then start hitting them on like quick slants or nice little fly route, maybe a post route from AJ, just something.
I need the offense to get Devontae Smith involved more too.
Yeah.
And I know he's had the hamstring thing, and we'll see how that shakes out, but they need to get Devontae involved more.
Absolutely.
In the passing game for sure. And like, I'm just looking at this schedule for the Eagles, and I said this next pocket, the first, I've talked about these pockets of games and them telling us things. This pocket of games started with the Commanders game.
Yep.
And it's going to run through the next Commanders game. So it's Commanders, Rams, Ravens, Panthers, Steelers, Commanders. This pocket of games is going to determine whether or not you do these things. Win the division, which you have an upper hand right now because you won that Commanders game, but you still have to win games because the Commanders schedule, I don't know if you've taken a look at it, their schedule is a fucking cakewalk on paper.
Yeah.
And it's going to determine if you have a shot at the 1 seed.
Yep. And honestly, I would be fine if we didn't get the 1 seed. I do not want this team to go into a bye. I think giving them a week off in the playoffs would be detrimental to them because we've seen how that bye affects some teams. And
I agree, but I also counter you with a majority of this team had a bye 2 seasons ago.
that is true. That is
And I don't think this bye is, and I don't believe the curse of the baseball bye thing in the playoffs. I think it's rubbish. You just play your game.
Yeah.
I think the bye there for this team in particular would be helpful because of how early our bye week was for the regular season.
That is also
It's
very
almost
true.
like another like checkpoint where it's like you had
Yeah,
the
safe
Brazil
reset.
game, week 5 bye, and you're going from week 6 all the way through to week 18. So what, 12, 13 straight games? You get a
Yeah.
bye to kind of reset, get healthy. And I think it would be helpful to get these guys off their feet too for some of the veterans. And then you get home field advantage. And we know what home field advantage at Lincoln Financial Field is. And I think that's a huge benefit this year in particular because of how good the Lions are.
Yeah.
And I want
You
everyone
do
to
not
know.
want to have Jared Goff play inside in that NFC Championship game should it get to that.
And I want everyone to know. I'm not looking this far ahead. I'm just total speaking out of speculation and potential. But like you said, Jared Goff outside in January, almost February, at Lincoln Financial Field against what this defense has been.
Yeah.
I'd much rather have that than Jared Goff being comfortable inside the dome at Ford Field.
With a raucous Lions crowd behind him.
Right.
Yeah. And you know what? I can see that too. Either way, I'm not worried about the playoff chances of this team. I feel like they are setting themselves up for a nice, good run here. And it's going to be great experience for these rookies who are going to be going to the playoffs for years to come now. I really feel like this team is set up well for the future.
Can I throw another stat out there for the Sirianni haters?
Hit it.
The Eagles have started 8-2 or better for the 3rd year in a row for the first time in franchise history.
He just does what – it doesn't matter if you think he's a dickhead. It doesn't matter, like, if you think he's if he's trying to be too smart. He wins.
I saw a
He
post.
gets the W's.
I think I saw one of my friends post on Facebook that said, maturing is realizing that Dan Campbell and Nick Sirianni are the same person.
Yeah. One of them's just more fun about it, I would say.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I do love what they're doing out there in Detroit. I think they're finally coming into their own as a team. And Dan Campbell, that is a coach I'd run through a brick wall for. But Nick Sirianni, if you get him going, he is that guy.
Like, this team is one of 2 teams in the NFC right now that I think have a legit shot to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's us and the Lions.
Right. And the AFC, you look at the AFC, there's 4 teams in my opinion. I wonder if we're on the same page. Bills.
Yes.
Just because of their voodoo magic, the Chiefs.
Yeah, you have to keep the Chiefs in there.
The Steelers.
Yep.
The Ravens, and I'm adding another team. I don't know if they can win the Super Bowl, but they are one of those weird like vibes teams right now, the Chargers.
Yeah, no, that
just because of their defense. The Chargers' defense this year has allowed the fewest points in the NFL. They've only allowed 145 points this season.
The 4 you said off rip are the same 4 that I have in the AFC. And the Chargers are frisky. They're fun.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, give me a Chargers-Chiefs matchup in the playoffs. I think the Chargers beat them. I really do.
I hope there's nobody else in the NFC. Like, it is the Eagles and Lions path to meet. I would love for our benefit to see the Lions get upset and lose somewhere and we play a different opponent.
Yeah.
But
like it's Eagles and Lions up here. And then you got everybody else under there. Because the NFC West has not been great this year.
Like the Eagles went 11-6 last year.
Yeah.
And we're 10-1 and fell off a cliff. The Eagles are 3 wins away from matching their win total of last season already.
Yeah.
With the Rams on deck, followed by the Ravens, which will be a tough game, the
Yep.
Panthers, the Steelers, which will be a tough game, the Commanders, the Cowboys, and the Giants. The Eagles can win 12 games this year.
The if we beat the Ravens and the Steelers, we honestly could just win out the rest of the year.
Yeah, unless you like sit everyone against the Giants, which
I mean, that would be realistic too, though.
we honestly would probably still beat them.
Yeah, I love Tommy DeVito. He's the one Giants player that I really vibe with, but he ain't gonna beat the Eagles.
No.
Tommy Cutlets ain't beating the Eagles. Are you kidding me?
No.
He's gonna be sitting there like this the entire time.
The Rams, like, I don't know why. It's a weird game. Like, I don't have this overarching confidence per se.
Yeah.
But like I feel good going into the game, but like Matthew Stafford's one of those players that like flip of a switch, that dude can fucking ruin you. And Puka's back, Cooper Kupp is back, and this really is the first time since the Bucs game that you've had two legit wide receivers going toe to toe against you.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong here, but I feel like that is.
You had Scary Terry with the Commanders, but that was about it. You had
T. Higgins wasn't playing in that Bengals game, I don't think.
Yeah. No, T. Higgins was out, I think, and Jamar Chase was in Guantanamo Bay. Let's see here.
Yeah, T. Higgins did not play in that game, so
yeah.
Like, you play the Packers, they don't really have a legit, like, bona fide number one, really. Like, they have some good receivers, but they don't have, like, that alpha.
Yeah,
the Falcons have Drake London. The Saints don't have anybody. The Bucs had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin in that game. The Browns had Amari Cooper at that point, but Quinion locked him up. Neighbors got shut down. Jamar Chase got shut down. The Jaguars don't have anybody. CeeDee Lamb got fucking clamped. And Terry McLaurin. So, yes, it's the first time since the Bucs game that a team has two legit bona fide superstar receivers. And it's going to be a big test for Darius Slay. Yeah. Like, he's played great this season. Like, when you look at his numbers and everything, like, he had a rough start. Obviously, that Drake London touchdown to win that Falcons game pisses me off to no end. Yeah. But when Darius Slay's been on the field, he's been very good this year. And I know he pisses a lot of people off, myself included, on social media, but he's been good, and you can tell Quinion Mitchell's learned a lot from him. Mm-hmm. An article came out today, I forget from where, it might have been NBC Sports Philly, where Quinion said it's like a big brother, little brother dynamic between him and Slay.
That's exactly what we need.
The rest of the season, like, it's these Rams receivers that you need to clamp up, and then the Ravens, you have Zay Flowers, you have Deontay Johnson. That's not the caliber of a Puka and Cooper Kupp, in my opinion.
No.
And then the Steelers, you have George Pickens and Mike Williams, but like Mike Williams has barely been integrated into the offense outside of that one unbelievable touchdown he scored.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if this defense just continues to play the way they're playing, getting that pass rush, Josh Sweat has been fantastic this season under the radar. Yeah. Jalen Carter just continues to be a game wrecker. And Brandon Graham is playing like he could play another 5 years in the NFL. Like, along with Zach Bond being fucking unbelievable, Nakobe being unbelievable, you need to make the Rams beat you by running with Kyren Williams.
Yep. And our defensive line won't let that happen. Our linebackers won't let that happen. We need to just lock them down, put them in hell, and throw away the key. And
offensive wise, like, this is a game where I feel like you can throw on the Rams a little bit.
Yeah.
Utilize that. Utilize all aspects of the passing game too. Like, hit your deep shots, take your chances with Devontae, with AJ, hell, with Jahan Dotson. But yeah, I really want to see them use the middle of the field. Use the middle of the field with Dallas Goedert. Use the middle of the field with Grant Calcaterra. Use it with Saquon. Use it with Devontae. He's not afraid to go over the middle. Like, use the middle of the field in the passing game to your advantage.
Let's get a few passing touchdowns. Let's let Jalen run it in like one or two times. Because I really want to see Jalen become the first 2020 passing and rushing quarterback touchdowns of all time. Or single season, I guess.
Yeah, I need that.
That would inject that into my veins. And just put your foot down, put the ball in the hands of your star receivers, put the ball in the hands of your star running back, let Jalen cook, and things will be good from there.
I'm excited. I hate that we have to wait
Yeah.
until Sunday night. Like, it's been so not like Thursday night football was like, I hated it and then I loved it. And then I'm like, oh, this is great. Sunday's going to be so relaxing and chill. Waiting until
Yeah.
Sunday night is going to be rough, but I can't wait for Jalen Hurts and the Eagles to prove every single panelist wrong, because we already know Chris Sims' coward ass is going to be picking the Rams. We already know like the Greenbergs and all of them are going to be picking the Rams. I can't wait to prove
Yeah.
everyone wrong and just
Shut
enjoy
'em
this
up.
team. I'm so excited. Like, it has a big game feel to it. Like, that Commanders Thursday night game had a big game feel to it. This has a big game feel to it. That Ravens game is going to have a big game feel to it, and I'm excited for what we're going to get. And Harrison, guess what? While we wait for Sunday night, we got Paramount Plus to watch the NFL. This week's schedule is here. Sunday, NFL on CBS schedule. We've got some nice little games. 1 p.m. slate. We've got Chiefs at Panthers, which the Panthers have a chance to do the funniest thing ever.
They really do.
We've got Patriots at Dolphins in a Frisky Bowl. We've got Buccaneers at Giants, and we've got Titans at Texans. But then at 4:05, we've got Bo Nix and the Broncos. Are you a Bo lever?
I believe.
At Gardner Minshew and the Las Vegas Raiders, which could be one of the most physical, disgusting football games of all time.
That's going to be disgusting in the best way possible.
I need it.
It's going to be fun. That's going to be frisky.
But that is your slate this week on CBS for the NFL, and this is the destination for football fans. Stream the NFL on CBS Live on Paramount Plus and catch your local and featured national games, including the postseason. Try it for free. Stream the NFL on CBS Live all season long on Paramount Plus. Use our link. Try it for free. It's in the description, or sign up for Paramount Plus. They've got an amazing catalog of shows, movies, sports, the whole 9 yards. Harrison, I was advertising it last week, and I've heard great things about it. I might have to start tuning in. Billy Bob Thornton, Demi Moore, John Hamm in Landman.
Ooh.
It is basically, from what I've gathered, Yellowstone, but about oil rigs.
Ooh.
And there was one of the funniest scenes ever. I'll have to send you the clip so you can watch it. But it ends with the character going, I'm going to go get a Dr. Pepper. You want anything?
Dr. Pepper's the good stuff. So
Yes.
I respect it.
You can watch Landman and catch the NFL live on Paramount Plus all season long. Try it for free or sign up with our link in the description. Harrison, the Flyers lost tonight.
Hey, and you know what? They are still on track for what we wanted them to do when we recorded last week.
We chalked up the Hurricanes game as a loss.
Yep, and we chalked up the Avs as a loss as well. But they beat the teams that they needed to beat early in the week. So things are still looking right in the orange and black right now.
So they lose to the Hurricanes tonight, and it's fine. Everything is fine because the only issue I had was they unfortunately lost that Avalanche game.
Yep.
So you're 0-2 in your last two after racking up 5 straight games with at least a point. And since we last recorded, they won the Senators game in overtime. They beat the Sabres convincingly.
Yep.
And they lost the Avalanche, have lost to the Hurricanes. Now you got the Blackhawks on Saturday.
Yep.
That's got to be a win. So in that pocket of games we've talked about in the month of November, you've gotten 2 points because of the overtime win, right? You get the full 2 points?
You get the full 2 points, yep.
So 2 points there, 2 points against the Sabres. You got 4 points there. You drop 2 in a row. Blackhawks, that should be 2 points.
Yep.
That should be 6. Golden Knights, probably a loss. We chalk that up as a loss to begin with, so you take that as it is. You should beat Nashville in Nashville. They stink this year. Rangers, show us something on Black Friday.
Just
Show us
have some
something.
fun. Let Michkov do his thing. Have him score a bunch of points.
Get at least a point.
Yep, at least a point.
And then you should beat St. Louis in St. Louis the following day.
And, the team is showing that they have so many signs of life right now. They aren't dead in the water like a certain other team that plays in the Wells Fargo Center that we talked extensively about earlier.
Yeah.
They win the games that they should. Maybe they'll pull off a nice little upset win in this next stretch. But they are impressing me. Again, they are a very young team. They're led by a good core of good veterans like Eric Johnson, who just played his 1,000th game in the NHL. Shout out to him.
Yes.
TK is still doing his damn thing. Couturier is leading the team to greatness. As we said, this is not going to be a year in which we expect to make the playoffs. But that's going to come. Just keep giving them time. Let the kids develop. Because they look damn good flying around out there. Michkov get that OT winner was ridiculous. He found that angle, that sharp angle. He was basically on the line, and he just tucked it in past the goalie.
Like, tonight was a litmus test against Carolina. They're in first place in the Metropolitan. Like, they're 14-4.
Hung with them for 2 periods.
You were tied with them through 2 periods, which that's a win in and of itself.
Yep.
I want to see kind of a similar thing against Vegas. Like, hang with them, be with them, make them earn whatever points they're going to get.
Yep. If they pull away at the end, so be it.
Right.
But if you hang tight and prove that you can play with the big dogs, that's all we're asking for.
100%. Now, I need to make you laugh because did you see Paul Bissonnette's Photoshop of Sidney Crosby in an Avalanche uniform?
No. What?
He said, "We can't lie about this. This looks fucking sick."
Oh, hang on. I'm pulling that up right now.
Let's see if I can find it.
No.
I was dying laughing, though. I think he posted it on Twitter.
Oh, my God. Yeah, he's been on a tear. He's just do it for hockey. Yeah.
He's so funny.
I love it. I love it.
And I think,
you know what? If Crosby does wind up leaving Pittsburgh and goes to the Avs, I'll be fine rooting for him for a season.
I gotta find it here because I think there was a hilarious quote tweet. Yeah. So Ryan Whitney quote tweeted and said, "Not even putting an A on his chest, disrespectful prick."
Yeah. I mean, who's he going to take that A away from, though? He ain't taking away from McKinnon.
No. And the best part about this is, like, the Flyers may have dropped 2 straight games, but they're still ahead of the Penguins.
Hey, and at the end of the day, that's all I wanted out of the season. I wanted the rookies to develop, and I wanted us to be ahead of the Penguins. And if we can get both of those, beautiful.
And the best part is, like, the Flyers are doing this with, like, a shit ton of injuries.
Yeah, they really are.
Like, a shit ton of injuries.
I don't think Couturier has been the same player since his injury that left him out for a year, 2 years. And he's still playing pretty damn well.
I'm so sad. I posted a clip last year when I was looking at the Flyers, like, Google headshots when you go to the team tab.
Yeah.
I'll have to send you the clip because it was so funny. I became a Garnet Hathaway guy simply based on his Google headshot.
Yeah.
It was the funniest fucking thing in the world. It's now changed. It's not even him in a Flyers uniform, which is still hilarious because he's been on the team for at least a year.
Yeah.
He's in a Calgary Flames uniform, but his headshot before, I got to see if I can find it and send it to you. His headshot was priceless, and I was like, I need to have this guy on the podcast because the headshot alone was so fucking funny.
Who was this? The guy in the Seattle Kraken who always does the really funny headshots. I'm trying to think of his name. Brandon Tanev.
Yeah.
You ever seen his headshots?
Yes.
They're incredible. The same look every year. Just he looks so confused.
I gotta find this clip for you so you can see the ridiculous headshot. Like, it's so fucking funny that, like, that was his Google headshot picture.
Yeah.
that like it's unbelievable how funny it is. I'll have to find it, but I'm sad that's no longer his Google picture. I love looking at the Google headshots of
Oh, wait,
players, by the way, too.
is it him, just kinda doing a half smirk?
Kind of. I gotta see if I can find it here. It's so goddamn funny.
Oh, I think I found it. Yeah, yeah, that's a hockey headshot right there.
It's so good. It's
And then
so good.
Couturier does his headshot every year with the 2 front teeth missing.
Yes.
Is if you're a hockey fan.
Owen Tippett looks like he's in a fucking yearbook photo.
Oh, yeah. The hockey players are the best because they're at the end of the day, they're just clowns who love playing hockey.
Yes. I love looking at the Google headshots of any athlete, though. It's so fun
Oh, yeah.
because it's literally like looking at a yearbook.
It's like, "Oh, you can see how he changed through the years." The best one is the evolution of Brent Burns.
Brent Burns is great. Tom Brady getting significantly skinnier is
Yeah.
hilarious. Um, there's another good one. There's so many good ones. Leave us a voicemail with your funniest athlete headshots.
Oh, the Colorado School of Mines. Every year they come out, their football team has, like, the
Yes.
ridiculous haircuts and the goofiest looks on their face.
Yes. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Leave a comment with your favorite athlete headshot. We'll sift through them on the next episode because
Yeah.
they're just so fun. But yeah, I mean, the Flyers are doing their thing, and there's no better way to enjoy a Flyers game than with an ice cold Kenwood Beer, the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. They were at the Mann Center all summer long. They're going to be back at the Mann Center from what I'm hearing and seeing in the way that partnership worked out. So you're going to be able to get Kenny's at the Mann. I think Kenny's are in the Wells Fargo Center as well. So you can enjoy Kenwood Beer at the Wells Fargo Center. Kenwood Beer, they're the best in the game. Go to kenwoodbeer.com, use the Kenny Finder to see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Maryland, New Jersey, and Delaware areas. You can also get it at your local liquor stores in those markets. Must be 21 or older to do so. And of course, guys, please drink responsibly. Here's some little Phillies notes here as we are in the off season. It's brought to you by our friends at Tomahawk Shades, the best small batch eyewear in the game. From sunglasses to blue light glasses to prescription lenses, Tomahawk Shades has you covered to make sure your eyes are protected. Because newsflash, guys, you only get one set of eyes. You got to make sure they're protected. Don't be a dunce. Protect your eyeballs. I wear my blue light glasses when I'm editing the podcast, when I'm watching all my favorite sports teams and shows on TV. You should be doing the same, and we are of the belief you need sunglasses a lot more in the wintertime than you do in the summertime because that sunlight is bright all hell. You got to make sure your eyes are protected. Go to tomahawkshades.com or download the Tomahawk Shades app in the App Store or Google Play Store. And when you go to checkout, use code USP for 25% off your next order from our friends at Tomahawk Shades. That's tomahawkshades.com and use code USP for 25% off your next order. Zach Wheeler was snubbed of the Cy Young again.
Yep. And it's some bullshit. Like that man deserves his Cy Young laurels. At least Bryce Harper's a Silver Slugger.
Bryce Harper's a Silver Slugger. He's first team All MLB or second team All MLB. Zach was first team.
Yeah. How do you make first team All MLB and not win the Cy Young?
Absurd. Okay, so I just saw this tweet. A real person with the right to vote on MLB awards didn't have Zach Wheeler in their top 3 for Cy Young.
Strip that person of the right to vote in the MLB awards forever.
So
that is ridiculous.
Zach Wheeler lost to Chris Sale, who won the pitching Triple Crown. Voting results looked like this. Chris Sale had 26 first place votes and 198 points. Zach Wheeler had 4 first place votes and 130 points.
4?
4.
What are they on at the voting committee?
I don't know. It sucks. But a cool article came out today that I think Todd Zalecki quote tweeted. I think it was on MLB.com. And it's a pretty cool like look at Zach Wheeler's career and how, even though he's not like the most flashy and decorated pitcher, he's got a Hall of Fame trajectory. It was from Mike Petriello, wrote the article for MLB.com. His Twitter caption was, "As we consider the Cy Young ballot tonight, consider this too. Zach Wheeler, who has 103 career wins, might just be what a Hall of Fame starting pitcher looks like now, no matter if that's not what Bob Gibson or Walter Johnson looked like." Zach Wheeler, in my opinion,
does look
especially
like,
if he gets a World Series ring, is a Hall of Fame.
And I feel like that if should be it should be turning into a win, but I just don't know what to think about these Phillies in the playoffs. They're weird like that.
The subcaption, he leads the majors in pitching wins above replacement over the last 7 seasons.
Because he's that guy.
Like, it's crazy like how good he is and how good he's turned out to be as a free agent. Like, he's genuinely one of the best free agent signings in Philadelphia sports history.
Yes.
Like, 2018 to 2024 pitching wins above replacement in Major League Baseball via Fangraphs. Number 7, Justin Verlander with 23.0. Number 6, Kevin Gausman, 23.9.
Okay.
Number 5, 27.6, Jacob deGrom.
Okay.
Number 4, 28.4, Max Scherzer. Number 3, 28.6, Aaron Nola.
He's that guy too.
He's that guy. Number 2, 30.6, Garrett Cole, who was a free agent at the same time as Zach Wheeler and got a significantly more exorbitant contract than Zach Wheeler. And number 1 with a 33.5 pitching WAR.
Golly.
Zach Wheeler.
33?
33.5 pitching WAR.
Whew. Oh my God.
Since 2018, Wheeler's second in innings pitched, only behind Aaron Nola with 1,207 innings pitched. He's third in strikeouts with 1,273 behind Garrett Cole and Aaron Nola. He's got the 5th lowest home run per 9 rate at 0.81 of any pitcher with 500 innings. He's been excellent in the playoffs, adding 70 1/3 innings pitched of 2.18 ERA ball, which is the 3rd lowest of any pitcher with 10 postseason starts, right behind 2 postseason legends. Sure, say what you want about him right now off the field because he's a scumbag, but Kurt Schilling was a dog in the postseason when he was pitching. And Madison Bumgarner, a postseason baseball legend. 2 of the more decorated October pitchers in baseball. Wheeler is even a Gold Glove winner because he won the Gold Glove in 2023.
Yeah. The fact that he's been snubbed for the Cy Young year after year after year, I feel like it's a hating on Philadelphia kind of thing at this point.
It's crazy.
Like,
but
I really succeed.
I'd rather have Zach Wheeler than Chris Sale. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Chris Sale, I feel like he's a damn good pitcher. Don't get me wrong. But he's not Zach Wheeler.
No. And the Phillies also made some moves this week as the Rule 5 draft for all the real sickos. It's one of my favorite days of the year. I fucking love the Rule 5 draft. If you need to know, the Rule 5 draft is the reason that the Phillies wound up with Shane Victorino.
Flying Hawaiian.
So ahead of the Rule 5 draft, this happened yesterday as we record this on Wednesday. The Phillies selected the contracts of right-handed pitchers Mick Abel, Gene Cabrera, and Moses Chassé to the 40-man roster. Additionally, right-handed pitcher John McMillan cleared waivers and was outrighted to AAA Lehigh Valley. The Phillies 40-man roster stands at 39, so Mick Abel not going anywhere, which I'm totally okay with. I know he struggled last year, but I'd much rather have him on the 40-man.
And he's a young guy. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Give him time to develop. He's going to be great.
Here's the big news of the Phillies, though. Here's the big news. The Phillies are going to have a meeting with Juan Soto.
We called it. We really called it.
We did it, Joe.
Bring Juan to Philadelphia. It's needed. It's needed.
I
He
believe
needs to be in
that
those red pinstripes. Get
was.
him out of those ugly-ass dark blue pinstripes and put him in the bright red pinstripes.
I gotta find who report. I think it was John Heyman, which I told everyone when you see John Heyman's name attached to the Phillies this offseason, greater chance than usual. There's a lot of damn truth to it. John Heyman was on his Bleacher Report live broadcast live stream that he does all the time too, today or the day before, and said that the Phillies have a chance to sign Juan Soto. Like, he wasn't putting him as the favorite. The Mets are obviously the favorite just because of money. And then he said he would put the Yankees after that. The Blue Jays, he said, were also in the mix because they have the means to do so, but I don't see the Blue Jays being in the mix for Juan Soto. But then he also mentioned a couple other teams, and that included the Phillies, the Dodgers, and the like. But Phillies are getting a meeting with Juan Soto, apparently.
And if you're a betting man, like I know the two of us are,
Yes.
I would bet good money that he's going to go to a team in a big market, like a Los Angeles, like a Philadelphia, maybe. And the odds that he stays in New York are not zero. But he's going to go somewhere that's going to give him the best chance at getting a ring, and that's going to pay him the most amount of money. Philadelphia is definitely up there with the Dodgers of the world and the Yankees of the world in terms of capital. And they've got a pretty damn good shot at making a nice long run in the playoffs this year. So I'd put some good money on Juan Soto wearing the Phillies colors next year.
I will take it. I will take the meeting with Juan Soto. Per John Heyman, the Phillies plan to meet with Juan Soto.
Yep.
And apparently the Royals have checked in on Alec Boehm. Again, I don't really understand the rumors there, but the other big free agent that I really want the Phillies to be in on, but I doubt they will because they have zero footprint in Japan. Rob Manfred said he expects Roki Sasaki to be part of the 2025 international signing class, meaning he won't sign before January 15th.
I would love to see Sasaki in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That kid is an absolute stud.
He's so good.
Well, he threw the first perfect game in the Japanese professional league in 20 years, 30 years?
He's so good.
He's got a hell of an arm.
And we all know he's going to end up on the fucking Dodgers, and it's going to kill me.
Yeah, it's going to be a pitching roster of Ohtani, Yamamoto, and Sasaki.
They're going to have the Japan national team big three.
And that Japan national team is filthy. Filthy. And that's gonna put a dagger in my heart.
Yep. I want him so bad. He's so good. He's so good. And he's only 25.
Yeah. He's gonna be the next big thing. He really is.
Like, he's unbelievable. Could you imagine a rotation? Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Christopher Sanchez, Sasaki, and Andrew Painter. And then Ranger is so good that you can use him in high leverage, multiple innings out of the bullpen.
Yeah, no, please, John Middleton, if you hear this, go all in on Sasaki. Just throw all the money you need to at him. Just be like, hey, here's a Philly cheesesteak and served atop millions of dollars. Here you go. Come on over.
Did you also see shout out to Jared Carabas, Baseball's Dead is amazing show. Definitely listen to it if you're a baseball junkie like myself. The Houston Astros have a new stadium sponsor. It's no longer Minute Maid Park.
What is it?
I want to pull up the actual name of it now. So it's going to be renamed Daikin Park from Minute Maid. Daikin is a Japanese air conditioning manufacturer or air conditioning company. Someone said on Baseball's Dead, I think it might have been Jay. I wish I could have been in. Were you in that content meeting when you said, let's scrap Minute Maid and get the Japanese air conditioning company in so we can get in the Sasaki sweepstakes?
If they really wanted to change the name of the stadium, they should have found a Japanese trash can manufacturer. That
I
would be
do have to say, I know the Astros both like pissed both of us off. They're obviously going from being Minute Maid, which they nicknamed the Juice Box. It's you need to call the news. You got to call it the Ice Box.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's pretty good
You
actually.
got to call it the Ice Box.
I will say that like this is not like a name change that doesn't make sense though. Like you can change the name of Minute Maid Park to what is it, Daikon?
Daikin,
Daikin?
Daikin.
Okay, you can change it to Daikin, and that's not going to raise a fuss. This isn't like when the Steelers changed Heinz Field to
Yeah,
whatever the hell it is now.
Acrisure.
Yeah, it's not Aperture. It's Heinz Field. Grow up. You
Yeah.
know it's going to be Heinz Field forever. So,
Which I have a take because you know that Wells Fargo is pulling their stadium sponsor rights from the Wells Fargo Center
yeah.
next year. I know a lot of people throwing some stuff around. Harrison, I'm telling you right now, I can't wait to be right. The Wells Fargo Center is going to be the Independence Blue Cross Arena or something.
Oh, yeah, and that's
Or
perfect
the
for Philadelphia.
IBX Center or the IBX Arena or something like that. Because here's why I have come to that conclusion. IBX, jersey patch sponsor for the Flyers.
Yep.
IBX also has a great relationship, and they are obviously the jersey patch sponsor of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yep.
IBX also has a partnership with the Eagles.
Yep.
And I think there's something potentially because same ownership with the Wings. I could be wrong there, but Independence Blue Cross is all around Philadelphia.
Oh yeah,
It's all around Philadelphia. It is 100. I'd be stunned if it's not the IBX Center.
Yeah, you can't grow up in Philadelphia or in the South Jersey area, turn on your TV and not see an IBX ad on the TV.
Yeah.
Like we all grew up with that. That is a name change that makes total sense.
It's
And
the
I'm
IBX.
here for that. I'm here for the IBX Arena.
Although I did laugh when the news initially came out and somebody said we should just change it back to the First Union Center so we can really embrace the FU Center.
Oh yeah. You know what? Bring back the Spectrum name.
Facts.
Bring back the Spectrum.
I'd be fine calling it like the IBX Spectrum.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Like the IBX Spectrum mix of modern and history. That would go so hard. Bring back the OG logo too, and just tweak it a little bit.
Yes.
Oh, give me that.
Which have you? I love doing this all the time. Now they're speaking of stadium sponsors and everything. I love looking at the ever-changing name changes of what a lot of us grew up calling the Susquehanna Bank Center,
Oh yeah.
which is now the Freedom Mortgage Pavilion, obviously. Can you name all of the different names that the Camden Waterfront concert venue has had in its history since 1995?
No shot. I have.
So obviously, Freedom Mortgage Pavilion since
Yep.
2023,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken, is when
Susquehanna
it got
Bank
changed.
for a while.
So for 2022, it was the Waterfront Music Pavilion. It did not have a sponsor in 2022. Susquehanna Bank Center was 2008 to 2015.
That was the OG.
It was the BB&T Pavilion from 2015 to 2022.
Yes. Oh my God, the BB&T.
I remember before the Susquehanna Bank Center, though, from 01 to 08, it was the Tweeter Center. And then a lot of people remember this, and it's fun. Depending on where you park, all of those like shipping containers there's still writing on some of them that have the original name. It's in from 1995 to 2001. It was the Blockbuster Sony Music Entertainment Center.
Shout out Blockbuster. God damn, I haven't thought of them in a minute. I wish Blockbusters were still a thing. That was the best.
The last one is closing or just closed. That was like in Oregon or Washington.
Salute to a fallen soldier.
They
They held out for as long as they could.
It's so funny how often that place has changed names, though.
Oh yeah, like Why can't they just hold down a name?
Yeah. So when it was the Blockbuster Sony Music Entertainment Center, they called it the E Center.
Yeah, that's X. That's X.
It's so funny. I mean, we'll have to do an episode one time with a segment just going through like the best sponsorship names for stadiums.
Oh yeah. I mean, Lincoln Financial has to be up there. The Link,
The Link,
Citizens Bank,
the Bank, the Farg
ARG.
is going to be gone soon, but is great.
Let's see here. There are so many Rogers centers up in Canada. Those are all pretty good.
Yeah. And now they're all like Susquehanna, I think.
Yeah. And then I mean, you can't forget about the Gardens, Madison Square, and
Yeah.
TV. Like as much
Heinz
as
Field is always Heinz Field.
Yep.
That's a great one.
Wrigley will forever be
Wrigley.
possibly the greatest corporate sponsor of a ballpark because you don't even think about Wrigley gum when you think about Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
What Fenway. And oh man. There are a bunch out there.
Yeah. There's some good ones.
Yeah. There's some hidden gems.
I loved when the Bills was, and I can say this because they own 47 brand. They bought them when the Bills was New Era Field.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good time. The Bills stadium just always has an electric atmosphere about it though.
Yeah.
It's mainly because of the Bills Mafia. I feel like we were talking about how Detroit are kind of like the Midwestern Philadelphia fans. Bills fans are the AFC Philadelphia fans, and I rock with them.
Yeah, 100%. Bills Eagles Super Bowl in New Orleans this year would be absurd.
Oh my God, New Orleans would burn to the ground, and regardless of the result, Philadelphia and Buffalo would then burn to the ground.
Yeah. Same thing if it was Detroit and Buffalo or whatever. Like anything and Buffalo, like it's a wrap.
And Buffalo is gonna be just the best possible Super Bowl. Like as long as it's not the Chiefs, I swear to God, if it's the Chiefs again, I'm gonna blow a gasket.
The only way I'd be fine is if it's Eagles Chiefs and the Eagles get their redemption arc, just like they did against the Patriots.
Yeah. Or if it's Lions Chiefs and the Lions just expose the Chiefs as the frauds they are.
Yeah. But I'd rather the Chiefs kind of give somebody else an opportunity.
Yeah. Let Lamar get a playoff win. He still hasn't got a playoff win.
Yeah.
Let Josh Allen beat Mahomes in the playoffs.
That's the only reason I'm afraid of that Eagles-Ravens game, by the way, is because Lamar has only lost to the Giants in the NFC in his career.
So he's due.
It's so absurd.
He's not ready for Jalen. He's not ready for that defensive line. He's not ready for Quinion Mitchell. He's not ready for the exciting whites. He's just not ready.
Yeah, he's not. We got one more thing to talk about, but before we do, I want to talk to you about our friends. Harrison, I haven't talked about this sponsor since you've been back, but it's our friends at Duracell. Duracell portable power stations. Everyone needs a charger. Everyone needs to make sure that their devices are charged. Genuinely, Duracell is the #1 trusted battery brand worldwide. They are truly the best, and they've got their Red Dot award-winning M150 and M250 power stations that you can plug in all your devices to. They've got the portable power stations for mini generators if there's a power outage or you need to just untether your charging from the wall. They've got you covered right now going on. Take 20% off site-wide at Duracell power stations plus free shipping. Use code EARLYBF20. That's code EARLYBF20 for 20% off site-wide at Duracell power stations plus free shipping with our friends at Duracell. Power the possibilities and untether your charging from the wall with our friends at Duracell.
At home, around your home, or on the go, you can rely on Duracell M-Series portable power stations. Power phones, tablets, laptops, any of the small devices you need for work and for life. Simply charge on the dock to easily grab and go. Use the magnetic tiltable lid to stay connected all day and into the night. M-Series portable power stations, always ready to power the possibilities. From the #1 trusted battery brand, Duracell, engineered for more.
At the Vineland Municipal Utilities, we understand that when our business community thrives, we all win. As a not-for-profit utility, our reliability, lower cost of operations, and flexibility in meeting customer needs make doing business in Vineland beneficial to your bottom line. What's more, we are able to do so while maintaining our commitment to environmental stewardship. We look forward to helping you achieve your business goals now and for years to come. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Harrison, the Philadelphia Union. It's been a while since we have talked about them. It's brought to you by our merch partners, PHI Apparel Company, the best merch in the game. Black Friday right around the corner. Shop for your favorite Philly sports fan. Stand out in the crowd, whether you're going down to the Wells Fargo Center, the Link, getting ready to go to Clearwater, because before you know it, spring training is going to be here. PHI Apparel Company is going to make sure you look your best, stand out in the crowd with their unique designs for all to rep the Eagles, the Phillies, the Flyers, the Sixers, the Union, and Underground Sports Philadelphia, the exclusive home to Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast merch. Click the link in the description or go to phiapparel.co. And when you go to checkout, use code Underground for 10% off your next merch order. That's 10% off your next merch order with our friends at PHI Apparel Company when you use code Underground to get that discount. Our Union segment also brought to you by our friends over at Biñho. Harrison, were you with us when Biñho came on board as a sponsor initially?
No, I didn't. But isn't that game where you flick the ball up and down the field?
Yeah. It's like paper football meets foosball.
Yeah.
And it's the fucking coolest thing ever.
Oh, I love that game. I'll be scrolling through my Instagram feed and I'll just see like videos of people playing Biñho, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'll sit down and watch this for a minute.
It's amazing. They've got an entire MLS collection, and you can get a Philadelphia Union Biñho board this holiday season. They've also got Premier League ones that are absolutely sick, and I'm going to rattle off the team names for you for everybody at home, because this holiday season, there's no better gift than our friends at Biñho. There's so much. We have 3 boards at my house. We have the black turf. We've got the grass turf, and I think I ordered another black turf one. It is the most. I can't wait to break Biñho out at Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
and have it ready to go. They've got amazing boards. They've got the national team boards. They've got a Mexico board that has like the Aztec turf that looks so sick. It's so fire. They've got a United States edition that it's red bands, blue turf, stars across it. Absolutely sick. They've got all the MLS teams, like I said. They've also got Arsenal, Liverpool. They've got Club America. They've got, I want to see here as I scroll. I know they had other Premier League boards as well. They've got a ton of MLS, which is so sick. Like to see them partnering up with the MLS. I want to get the Union board because it's fire. Why would I not want to have that ready to go? They've also got Man City, and they've got this awesome new feature called Biñho ID, where you can customize your Biñho.
So cool.
Biñho ID is the ultimate way to design your very own custom board using their new groundbreaking 3D software. Any custom order, in order to have gotten it by Christmas, you would have had to order by November 17th, but fear not, you can design the board however you want it to look. It's so sick. They're also hosting tournaments now, Harrison. Biñho's like taking things to the next level. They're hosting tournaments, majors and regionals. They've got their MLS collection. They've got apparel and accessories as well. Click our link in the description and shop Biñho. They are truly, it's truly the coolest game out there. Like it's the coolest tabletop game. Click our link in the description. Go shop with Biñho And our code will also be down there. I got to reach out to them and get it changed because it's when I signed up. It just used my last name. So it's Biñho Bennett 45 to get 10% off your entire order. But we'll work to get that switched up as well. But yeah, use our link. Go get a Biñho board this holiday season because they're so sick. Like so sick. Speaking of the union, I touched on it when it happened, but Jim Curtin fired.
Yep.
The union are looking for multiple positions across the franchise right now. And I don't know. Very much like the Sixers, this team is in a lot of disarray, a lot of murkiness around this team. And you want to talk about where it's going to get worse before it gets better. It's the union.
If the Sixers are in purgatory, the union are in hell. There's no
and the fourth layer of hell right now.
Yeah. They're in the freezing layer or something like that.
The craziest part is this is 2 years removed from an MLS Cup appearance where they should have won.
Instead, Gareth Bale had to do his little
Fuck that guy. I fucking hate him.
Eden Hazard was better anyway. He wasn't even the best player on that Real Madrid squad. Shout out Ronaldo, shout out Benzema. But no. There's only so much a really good youth academy can do for you. And don't get me wrong, the Philadelphia Union Academy is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Top notch. I mean, one of our youth academy products is already signed to a deal with Man City once he turns 18. Yeah. That's a great sign. What can we do with those players while they still play for us, though? Because it feels like we're building up these great players only to have them go to Europe. And good for them. These are Philly kids. These are local kids. They deserve that opportunity. But we need to make the most of them while they're still here. And we just haven't been able to do that. And, we went to the MLS Cup and unfortunately lost it. It's going to be a long time before we sniff the MLS Cup ever again.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of dark days are ahead for the Philadelphia Union. I'm sad about Jim Curtin. I thought he's a great coach. I think he's going to be a great coach wherever he goes. I did tweet it. It's crazy to think about this, though, Harrison. Now that Jim Curtin is no longer the head coach of the Philadelphia Union, now that Paul Day is just the GM of the Philadelphia Wings, the longest tenured head coach in the city of Philadelphia is Nick Sirianni.
Oh, yeah. Because Sirianni got hired 2021, and then 7 months later, we fired Girardi, bring on Thompson.
Yep, Topper was hired as interim in June of 22.
Yep. Okay, so like a year later.
And then later that year, Torts.
Yep, and then Nick
Torts was 23. Torts was 2023.
And Nurse was also 2023.
And Nurse was 2023.
Yeah.
And now Ian Rubel with the Wings, and then Bill Tierney was last year with the Water Dogs.
Yep. So yeah, that's wild considering we had
every coach in Philadelphia has been hired since the turn of the decade.
Gee, oh my god. Oh my god. Well, at least we're not seeing this version of Doug Peterson. That's at least a positive.
That is a positive. So yeah, leave us a voicemail if you're a Union fan. I know we don't talk Union too much in depth on the show, but leave us a voicemail. Let us know how you're feeling because we're in solidarity with you and we want to see the Union succeed as much as you do. Leave a comment in the comment section. Harrison, I know last episode I told you I'm in the process of just following along, keeping up to pick my Premier League team.
Yep.
Obviously Crystal Palace was eliminated upon finding out that Josh Harris owns the team to a degree.
Absolutely.
I think I eliminated another team that I haven't announced any of the teams that were in the running. But just looking at it and just debating and thinking about it. And it's weird because everyone, when you Google those quizzes to American fan based on your fan base
Yeah.
pick thing. Everyone lines this team up with Philly fans. I don't get it. But I don't know if I can root for the villain in Ted Lasso, and I don't know if I can root for West Ham.
Yeah, that's
It
fair.
feels grimy.
It does. And Ted Lasso, phenomenal show. And you can't root for Rupert's team. You just can't.
It's
And
grimy.
that they've had such a weird history lately. They've been up and down, and there was the whole year with Dimitri Payet, which if you want to watch some great goals, his free kick against Crystal Palace might be one of the best free kicks I've ever seen. And they're on the up and up. But if you want a team that wears like a light blue and a purplish tone in the Premier League, I'd go Aston Villa before I went West Ham.
Yeah, and I think Aston Villa just has cooler
The lion instead of the
fan name too,
Yeah.
like calling them the villains. That's fun.
The Villa.
But there is a team that I've been like doing a lot of research on. The only bummer right now is, so it's a double-edged sword because I I'm a big like merchandise guy. I like repping my teams. I like hats. I like jerseys. One benefit side.
Yeah.
Looking at the team website, the jerseys are very affordable. Which is nice. Which is very nice.
Okay, that's leading me in a direction. Okay.
They also have 47 brand hats available on their website. Big dub.
Okay.
The downside is I'm also a big like vintage type of fan, and it's difficult right now trying to find like anything like throwbacky or vintage in my size for this team. And it's very funny. Just like if I end up becoming a fan of this team, just the connection with it and everything. But they're a new team. Early on there was a team that had a big lead for me choosing them, but then doing a little research and talking, it's like, do I want to support that team? There's a lot of interesting aspects about that team.
Yeah.
But a new team, I think, is the lead in the clubhouse right now, and that is not me saying Leeds because they're not even in the Premier League right now. So
shout out Aronson, but he ain't in the Prem right now.
There's a new top dog in terms of my rankings of team I'm leaning towards picking, and I'll give everyone a hint. And if I do end up picking a team, I feel like because right now with Matt being back in school, Dom is teaching in his schedule, I feel like me, you, and even like McAvoy could relaunch Top Bins and talk soccer once a week.
I'm down.
It's a non-traditional team that I have as a top dog.
It's not one of the big six.
It's not a big six.
Okay.
But they seem fun, and I like fun. And if I'm going to root for fun, they're a fun team. Okay. I'll give one last hint. They have an American owner.
Okay. I think I know where you're going with this.
So
I think I know where you're going with this.
I'm also totally gonna do like a college signing day, and I'm gonna have the hats of every team that end up in the final grouping on a table, and I'm gonna pick my team like I'm signing with a college.
Okay. I've narrowed it down. I'm not gonna say it so that we can continue this, but I think I know.
It's also funny because we had Sammy Adams, the Sammy Adams on OTB earlier this year, and he said that I shouldn't pick the team publicly until I go see them in person because in Europe they make fun of you for rooting for a team if you haven't seen them in person.
So I have my team is Chelsea. I've said this through and through. I've been to the stadium, but I haven't been there to see a game. But I've been on a tour, so I'm counting that as I've been to the stadium.
Right. You've been to the grounds.
I've been to the grounds. I've made my pilgrimage. And
because it's funny because Matt's obviously a Liverpool fan, which made my sister a Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
And like they're fun to follow along with. Like they're a good team. They have like a great organization. And but do I want to my biggest gripes with Liverpool, and they're a potential team in the running, but I'm
Yeah.
not saying like. But my biggest gripes were I don't feel okay rooting for a team that is owned by the Boston Red Sox owner
Yeah.
and rooting for the Red Sox success to in turn lead to my favorite football team's success.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to feel like a bandwagon fan
Yeah.
hopping on there and also just following the lead of my brother-in-law and my sister and their fandom. I wanted to make my own decision. But not saying Liverpool's out, but those were the biggest knocks.
So when I chose Chelsea as my favorite team, they did win the league that year, but I chose them before I even had to look at the standings because I turned on a game one day and just fell in love with the sport due to one player. That man is recently retired, Eden Hazard. I'll never forget watching him play in Chelsea blue. What a guy! What a team! Chelsea's gonna have some fun games this season, and we should restart Top Bins up again so we can
Yeah, we might have to.
talk some Premier League.
But yeah, that is not the big announcement here at the end of the show. The big announcement is for next Wednesday's show, we will have a big interview that'll be pre-recorded. They're going to be in studio on Monday. They're going to be here. My good friend, Tyler Steinbrein, the original producer of Underground Sports Philadelphia, and his band Polaroid Fade have an album dropping on Friday. Available. Download that thing. Apple, Spotify. Albums will be available. Vinyl will be available. Download the album. Like, they're really good. If you like beachy, surfer, skate aesthetic music, you'll love them. All the songs are written by them. They're really awesome. Tyler and their lead singer Nicoletta are going to be in studio to promote the album. We're going to talk a little music, talk some sports with music. I'm very excited for this. We are like the only like non-radio music record label that they're doing press with, as far as I know. So that's pretty sick. And they're going to be in studio chopping it up with me, and that'll be on next Thursday's episode. So Harris and I will have our traditional episode recorded, but that interview will be included on Thursday's episode.
Hell yeah.
Which we might drop Friday because Thursday's Thanksgiving. So that way nobody's like trying to listen to the pod and nobody's listening to it because it's a holiday. So we might drop next week's typical Thursday episode on Friday, so you have it to Black Friday shop with. But yeah, Polaroid Fade in studio. Gonna be a blast of a time. I'm super excited for it. So yeah, download their album. It is titled. I want to pull up the title of the album there to truly promote it. Polaroid Fade, and follow them on social media, Instagram, polaroid.fade. Their album is titled Chaos into Poetry. It's their debut album. It'll be out on all platforms on Friday. Download that thing, buy the album, buy physical albums. I think physical albums are the best thing. I just got a record player for my birthday. I'm going to be buying the vinyl. Buy the album, Polaroid Fade in studio. I'm very excited. Let's go. That's all we got for you guys on this one. Make sure you're following us on the socials across the board. Search Underground Sports Philadelphia. We are on them, including Blue Sky. We're on Blue Sky now. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, leave a 5-star review. It really does help the show continue to grow, helps more people find the show and all of our podcasts on the network. Of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@undergroundsportsphiladelphia. That's where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It is all on our YouTube channel. We're 24 subscribers away from 900, 124 away from 1,000. Let's get there by the end of the year. Let's make it happen. Subscribe. Best of luck to Owen, our F1 Underground co-host. He's running the Philadelphia Marathon this weekend. So best of luck to Owen. Kick some ass, take some names. And if you're going, make a sign that says like "Go Owen F1 Underground" on it, because it would make his entire existence. And of course, guys, this show is presented by the City of Vineland. Whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process. And their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. It's been episode number 692 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. I'm your boy KB for Harrison. We're getting the heck up out of here. Go Birds. I'll talk to you guys on Monday. Polaroid Fade in studio. A big week leading into Thanksgiving. It's going to be a ton of fun. But until then, we're getting the heck up out of here and we're signing off. Peace.